El Salvador. Tiny, troubled, misunderstood. This Central American country, dwarfed by its neighbors, is often overlooked. Don't make that mistake. El Salvador is a land of stunning contrasts, a place where ancient history collides with modern energy. Volcanoes pierce the sky, their slopes painted emerald green with coffee plantations. The Pacific Ocean roars against black sand beaches, and through it all the Salvadoran people, warm and welcoming, resilient and full of life. I came to El Salvador with a backpack full of assumptions, most of them wrong. I expected poverty, violence, the legacy of a brutal civil war, and yes, those scars remain. But what I found surprised me: beauty, resilience, a deep and vibrant culture that refused to be defined by its past. From the bustling markets of San Salvador to the tranquil beaches of the coast, El Salvador is a feast for the senses. This is a country that gets under your skin. It's the scent of pupusas sizzling on a street corner, the rhythmic beat of cumbia music, the warmth of a stranger's smile. It's a land of contradictions, where ancient Mayan ruins share space with modern skyscrapers and where the ghosts of the past whisper in the shadows of the present. So come with me. Let's lose ourselves in the chaos and colour of the capital, San Salvador. We'll explore ancient ruins and hike to the crater of a volcano. We'll surf world-class waves and feast on the freshest seafood. We'll sip coffee grown on volcanic slopes and learn the stories of the people who call this land home. This is El Salvador, a small country with a giant heart. You can't understand El Salvador without understanding its history. This is a land marked by conquest, colonization and revolution. The echoes of the past reverberate in the present, shaping the country's identity. Long before the Spanish arrived, El Salvador was home to sophisticated indigenous civilizations. The Maya left their mark on the landscape, their pyramids and temples now silent witnesses to a vanished empire. The Spanish conquest in the 16th century brought Catholicism and colonial rule, forever altering the course of Salvadoran history. Centuries of Spanish rule ended with a bang, not a whimper. El Salvador, along with its Central American neighbors, declared independence in 1821. But freedom didn't bring peace or prosperity. Instead, the young nation was plagued by political instability, social inequality, and a brutal civil war that raged for over a decade. The scars of the war, which ended in 1992, are still visible. But amidst the ruins, there is hope. A new generation of Salvadorans is working to rebuild their country, embracing peace and reconciliation.
The history of El Salvador is indeed a complex tapestry of triumphs and tragedies. Each era has left its mark, shaping the resilient spirit of the Salvadoran people. From the ancient Mayan civilizations to the struggles for independence and the scars of civil war, our past is ever present, guiding us towards a hopeful future.
The Salvadoran people are known for their warmth, hospitality, and deep-rooted traditions. Family is paramount, and respect for elders is deeply ingrained. From the vibrant textiles to the intricate dances, Salvadoran culture is a rich tapestry woven over centuries.
One of the first things you'll notice in El Salvador is the importance of personal connections. People greet each other with a handshake or a kiss on the cheek, even if they're meeting for the first time. Conversations are filled with laughter and animated gestures, and invitations to share a meal are always genuine. Traditional crafts play a vital role in Salvadoran culture. Intricately woven textiles, known as artesanías, are a source of pride. Each region has its own distinctive patterns and colors, passed down through generations. From colorful hammocks to intricately embroidered blouses, these crafts are not just souvenirs. They are a tangible link to El Salvador's cultural heritage.
Indeed, these crafts are more than just beautiful objects. They are stories woven into fabric, connecting the past with the present. Life in El Salvador is a vibrant tapestry of faith and celebration. Throughout the year, the country erupts in a kaleidoscope of colour and sound as communities come together to honour their patron saints and celebrate their cultural heritage. Religious festivals deeply rooted in Catholicism are the heartbeat of Salvadoran life. Elaborate processions wind through the streets, accompanied by the thunderous beat of drums and the sweet scent of incense. Statues of saints, adorned with flowers and jewels, are paraded through the streets, followed by throngs of devotees.
One of the most important religious celebrations is Semana Santa, or Holy Week. During this week leading up to Easter, towns and cities across El Salvador come alive with processions, reenactments of the Passion of Christ, and traditional music and dance. But it's not all solemnity and religious observance. Salvadorans know how to have a good time. Music and dance are an integral part of the culture, and every fiesta is an excuse to let loose. Cumbia, salsa, and merengue rhythms fill the air, and everyone, young and old, joins in the dancing.
It's a celebration of life, a joyous expression of faith and community that truly defines the Salvadoran spirit. Section 5. A taste of El Salvador culinary delights. Forget the Michelin stars and the fancy tasting menus. For a real culinary adventure, pull up a plastic chair at a street stall in El Salvador. This is where the real magic happens.
Salvadoran cuisine is a delicious fusion of indigenous ingredients and Spanish colonial influences. Fresh, flavorful, and often surprisingly sophisticated, it's a feast for the senses.
The undisputed queen of Salvadoran cuisine is the pupusa. Imagine a thick, handmade tortilla, griddled to perfection and stuffed with a variety of savory fillings. Cheese, beans, pork, squash blossoms, the possibilities are endless.
Pupusas are the ultimate comfort food, best enjoyed hot off the griddle, with a dollop of curtido, a tangy slaw made with cabbage, carrots, and onions.
Beyond the pupusa, El Salvador offers a treasure trove of culinary delights. From hearty stews like sopa de res or beef soup to refreshing seafood dishes like ceviche, there's something to tantalize every palate.
And no meal is complete without a cup of strong, aromatic Salvadoran coffee, grown on the volcanic slopes that rise above the Pacific.
Section 6. From pupusas to pacaya, a culinary adventure. Let's dive deeper into the heart of El Salvador's culinary scene, where the sizzle of street food stalls mingles with the aromas of home kitchens.
Start your day like a local with a breakfast of pupusas. These thick corn tortillas, griddled to a perfect golden brown, can be filled with everything from savory cheese and beans to squash blossoms and loroco, a fragrant vine unique to Central America. Each bite is an explosion of flavor, especially when topped with a dollop of curtido, that tangy slaw that balances the richness of the pupusa.
For a taste of El Salvador's indigenous heritage, try pacaya, a unique delicacy that's as intriguing as it is delicious. Pacaya is actually the flower of a palm tree, often dipped in batter and deep fried. The result is a crispy, slightly bitter treat that's unlike anything you've ever tasted.
As the sun sets, head to the coast and indulge in the freshest seafood. Imagine succulent grilled shrimp plucked straight from the ocean, or a steaming bowl of sopa de mariscos, a flavorful seafood soup brimming with fish, shrimp, clams, and vegetables. Each spoonful is a taste of the ocean.
Section 7. Spirituality and Syncretism. Religion is a powerful force in El Salvador, shaping not just spiritual beliefs, but also social customs and cultural practices.
While Catholicism, brought by the Spanish conquistadors, remains the dominant faith, it exists alongside indigenous beliefs and practices, creating a unique blend of syncretism.
Step inside any Salvadoran church, and you'll witness this fusion of faith firsthand. Alongside images of Christ and the Virgin Mary, you might find offerings of flowers, candles, or even food, a tradition with roots in pre-Columbian beliefs.
For many Salvadorans, faith is a deeply personal and multifaceted experience that blends the old and the new.
A deep respect for nature, a belief in the interconnectedness of all things, and a reverence for the ancestors. These beliefs permeate everyday life, influencing everything from traditional medicine to artistic expression.
Section 8. The Salvadoran Spirit, Resilience and Warmth. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout their history, the Salvadoran people have an unbreakable spirit.
Their resilience, warmth and unwavering optimism shine through even in the face of adversity. Walk the streets of San Salvador and you'll be greeted with smiles, friendly greetings and a genuine willingness to help.
Whether you're lost, looking for a recommendation, or simply want to chat, Salvadorans are known for their open hearts and their eagerness to share their culture with visitors.
This spirit of resilience is evident in the way Salvadorans have rebuilt their lives and communities after decades of conflict and natural disasters. There's a palpable sense of hope and determination in the air, a belief that even in the face of hardship, better days lie ahead.
Section 9. The Rhythms of El Salvador, Music and Dance. Music and dance are the lifeblood of Salvadoran culture, a vibrant expression of joy, sorrow, and everything in between.
From the soulful melodies of traditional folk music to the infectious rhythms of cumbia and salsa, El Salvador pulsates with a soundtrack that's impossible to resist.
In rural communities, traditional music, often played on instruments like the marimba, guitar, and flute, tells stories of everyday life, love, loss, and the beauty of the Salvadoran landscape. These songs have been passed down through generations, preserving the country's cultural heritage.
In the cities, the sounds of cumbia, salsa, and merengue fill the air, inviting everyone to move their feet. Whether it's a family celebration, a night out with friends, or simply a spontaneous street party, music and dance are an integral part of the Salvadoran experience.
Section 10. El Salvador, Today, a nation embracing the future. El Salvador today is a nation in transition, balancing its rich history and cultural heritage with the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century.
While scars of the past remain, there's a palpable sense of optimism, a belief that a brighter future is within reach. The country is experiencing a surge in tourism as more and more people discover the beauty of its landscapes, the richness of its culture, and the warmth of its people.
From world-class surfing beaches to ancient Mayan ruins, El Salvador offers a unique and unforgettable travel experience. But El Salvador is more than just a tourist destination.
It's a nation of poets, artists, entrepreneurs, and innovators, all working to shape a better future for themselves and their children. From the bustling streets of San Salvador to the tranquil villages nestled in the shadow of volcanoes, El Salvador is a country brimming with potential, ready to take its place on the world stage.
So come, discover El Salvador. Let its beauty captivate you, its rhythms move you, and its people inspire you. This small country with a giant heart is waiting to be explored.